Well, happy Wednesday, everybody. I thought I'd bring us down for a little session with the chickens for our midweek hello. It's good to hear so many of you are doing well. We've got some people sick, so that is definitely happening. We are really, we're in it. This is all real. As I'm sure the rest of you were, was heavy to hear about the Holyoke Soldiers Home, and we keep those guys and everybody in our prayers, of course. But in the midst of all this, chickens are still chickens. Let's see if you can see them there. Oh yeah. There's so much normal. There's so much life that just continues to go on. And almost every conversation and meeting that I've had in this past week or so, people have remarked on that. You know, the crocuses are coming up. There's daffodils. I went for a run one morning, and there was a house totally surrounded by giant turkeys doing their turkey thing. So life continues. And as we look forward to Palm Sunday, which is this Sunday, can you believe it? Life feels anything but normal. And yet, these cycles that our calendar is attached to, those continue. Life continues. And you're all a part of that. Life is not something that happens out there. Life is something that happens in here. That's so much of what our tradition tells us about being breathed into life by the Spirit of God, the breath of God. So I hope you guys are doing all right and staying sane. I mean, obviously I've resorted to hanging out with chickens. Could be worse. But you know, there's a lot to be said for noticing what remains totally the same. Last night, the moon started appearing in its western spot that I get to see in the evenings. And so we're rapidly approaching a full moon. You can almost name the plants that are starting to bloom every, few hours, it seems. So even in the midst of all of this crisis and all of this fear, we live in a creation that knows what to do. And I think there's something about the steadiness of God in that. I think there's something really reassuring in that. The planet knows how to turn. The sun knows how to rise. The birds know how to sing. The chickens, they're doing what they do, whatever that is, and lay some eggs. So be like the chickens this week. Be like the chickens. Take in the sun, peck at the good stuff, mostly get along with everybody. Make some noise if you need to. I think maybe that'd be the lesson for this week. Make some noise if you need to. In the links, if I get very, very crafty and clever, I am going to put in the description for this video a link to some resources offered out of Virginia Theological Seminary for Holy Week at Home. And I think these were designed with families with children in mind. But I'm totally going to do some of these on my own as well, in some way or another. But there's basically the different sort of practices of the church modified for sort of use at home. I especially love the Good Friday sort of tech Sabbath, or the sort of, from noon on Good Friday until noon or so on Saturday, to just totally unplug. So now that we've all gotten ourselves sort of like good and addicted to, however many screens kind of get us through the day, and our news comes from and our games come from, let's see if we can take Good Friday as a time to like really enter into a different kind of stillness. It's a good time to make some space to let out, grief for what's lost, grief and worry for those we know who are sick. All of those things are really great things to put in the incredible container of Good Friday, because we know what happens after. and that's resurrection. So with that, one more peek at the chickens. I'm thinking about you all. I miss you all. And you continue to be in my heart and in my prayers. All right. Take good care.